Good morning, friends. This is looking out my front window. Well, actually I'm out in my yard in the rain, and it was just so beautiful last night. I took a video. I'll probably put it before this, but it was a nice Oklahoma thunderstorm, and I mean it came rolling through, and it actually left us some rain. I'll show you. I had just emptied my little rain gauge. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see, where is it? Right there. Yeah, right there. So it is about 2 1/4 inches, it looks like. Yep, about 2 1/4 inches. And there's water standing everywhere. I've got a rototiller, and I'm doing this for 2 reasons actually. I'm doing this to show you what it is when they were calling for flooding here. And I know I looked out my window and I could see all of this was totally underwater going down this hill. You can't really see the hill, but you can see right here, I need to do a little bit of rototilling right through here so that this water will drain and it can go down here without going through my garden. It can go down here and then just to the left of my garden because it looks like a natural drain anyway. I just need to open it up. The bad thing is I've got lateral lines right there. So I want it to go down here and around this fence. Now, if I want to route water, that's one thing, but it's going to route itself. It'll route itself a lot easier whenever I take my rototiller and dig a little trench, as long as I don't dig into the lateral lines. And as you can tell, our grass is weeds are coming up quick. They're doing so good. My yard is usually way greener than everybody else's yard, but it's only because I've got more weeds than they do, and my weeds just they are proficient at what they do. Normally, I have already tilled this area right here. I've pulled these timbers out from right here where it goes down the hill to allow my chickens in here at the fence bottom and let them just take as much of that out as they can before I start tilling and give them, a job. They need a job, so they have a job. They've been working pretty hard. Yesterday, I pulled this fence away from the grass right here. This is really strong grass, and I'll till that up and throw it out. And then you can see it goes all the way down through here and into the bottom down there, into that where the pond used to be. And I've already let the girls out this morning. I was up early. The dogs woke me up early, and I went to sleep late. That's okay. I've already had my coffee and all is good. So as you can tell here, I've got these boards here to try and route this water away from my garden, because my garden gets so much water that it just soaks through, and usually I can't even walk through it, but usually I've already got it tilled. This year I haven't tilled it yet, and as you can tell, I'm walking really good and not sinking in. So I threw them some scratch out over here, and they haven't found it yet. I kind of tend to hide it somewhere in places. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I don't know. It's yellow, white, and well, the white is actually not corn. It is oyster shell. And then you can see how it goes right down here. And I'm wanting to put another little trench right through here. I guess it's right through there. So that's kind of where it goes anyway. And Well, I tell you what, this place is looking so much different. And I've changed my mind on where I'm going to put the trees. Talked to one of my friends yesterday who knows a lot about stuff like that. And he told me that if I plant plum trees close to peach trees, that I'll have peach plums instead of peaches or plums. And that's not what I want. So I am going to put the peaches. He said the peaches have a very shallow root system. So you can plant those up closer to the house. So I'm going to plant one tree on one side of the dog's run and one on the other side of the dog's run. And here they come. They see me and hear me out here even though it's raining. They came out to see what Mama's doing because they think Mama might have something to eat. They're not really sure of it, but they're out here anyway. So I've decided that I'm going to put my plum trees over on that side and over there by Jane somewhere. And then put my apple trees over here. And that'll give them each side of the garden, and they'll still have sun. And I can have some kind of shade out here for them whenever they come out after the garden's gone. And the only thing is if I give them a shade over here and give them something to get under, it also gives the predatory birds a place to light, that they can be in that tree ready to go whenever they come out here and catch them off guard. So with every good thing, there's always a bad thing, I guess, and you just have to try and cover it. Oh, the sound of thunder. Rolling, roaring thunder in the distance. The storm is supposed to be southeast of us, and that's where the thunder's coming from. You can hear the geese. I've been hearing the geese moving today. I guess they move under cover of clouds a lot easier from birds of prey than they can with the bright sun shining. Listen to the sounds. Now you can hear an airplane coming over. There's Kazoo, Renfro. Trouble. I thought it was the roosters. It's out here today. Right now, just 3 of them. Everybody else is in the house. I gave them a job in there too. I gave them some scratch under the where they roost, because they poop under there and it gets really rock hard solid. So occasionally you have to give them some scratch and give them a place to, or give them a reason to want to scratch through all that stuff. I checked on Hazel this morning, and she's still sitting on her nest and still doesn't have any babies. As a matter of fact, she didn't even get up to eat the corn that I gave her. So I don't know, maybe she's really dedicated. My sister said that the last 3 days they wouldn't get up off their nest, but you know, I think they're far too gone. I think it's too late. I don't think the last babies that I saw that she rolled out of the nest and cracked the shell was not mature. You could tell they were ducks, but it looks like she got off the nest for too long and they froze in the shell. And I think she's still thinking that she might be able to save some, but I'm not really thinking she can. I'm just going to let her do her thing, I guess, until it starts stinking. And maybe she'll decide that, well, she's just going to have to abandon the nest because it's just not going to make. I keep giving her extra straw because her straw seems to keep decreasing. I don't know if she's eating it or if she's just mashing it down. So I guess that's a test. one of the girls decided she was going to lay an egg over here. I've got some nest eggs over here, trying to get them to lay in different places so that they quit fighting over the same nest all the time. So you can tell they did a really good job over here getting this straw stirred up. Hey girls, what are you doing today, huh? Are you protecting Megan? Megan's been sitting there for 2 or 3 days now. She really wants to sit. I need to get her a place to sit. But I've got the places that I put them to sit is right there. And they're busy. So if I was to go ahead and get rid of Hazel's nest and put Jesus back in with her, then I could put her over there. But I can't do that just yet, not until Hazel decides what she's going to do. I've got a few girls over here sitting, trying to lay up an egg. There's two of them in that one. One being a sentry. There's 1, 2 down here laying. And Poppy and Magnolia are really happy, so I've just been leaving her in there. Hey Maggie, what you doing, huh? What you doing, Maggie? Yeah, you can hear the rain hitting hitting the top of the tin. Move over, kids. I tell you what, they don't even want to move over. Okay, I'm coming through. You have to move over now. Go on. Good kids. They said, no, we don't think that's what we want to do. Okay, so here's the baby chicks. Let's get some light. They're right under the light today. Because they got a little bit cold overnight. You can kind of see them moving around in there. They're getting bigger. They've got their wing feathers now. And they're starting to get them. They're starting to get their tail feathers. Doing really good. Doing really good. And one of my friends who was a neighbor brought me this little girl. She's been having some issues. All of her brothers and sisters got killed by a fox. And he said he pulled up and a fox had her neck in its mouth and he saved her. She's got a little bit of a problem on her back, but I put some Vetericyn on it and gave her some food and water and leaving her right here by herself because she was lonely, he said, without anybody. She's a beautiful little girl. And she's about 6 years old, so she's not going to lay eggs or anything, but she's got a place to live here as long as she wants to. And I've got her on this little cart right here so that I can, when she gets better, when she starts getting feathers on her back and she starts feeling better, I'll put this cage in there so they can introduce each other to each other, and I'll put her somewhere where they can't hurt her. And she'll be a lot more safe there, and she'll have friends, and she'll be able to talk to them, and they'll be able to talk to her. So that's what that is. Aren't these girls beautiful? Look at these girls. I just love them so much. They are just so, so beautiful. Yes, you too, Captain. You are beautiful. Look how you shimmer. Look how you shimmer. You are so, so pretty. Yes, you are. There's Mo. All the bunnies are doing good, and here's Old Roo. My next door neighbor came over yesterday. We went shopping and got some flowers to plant. I was going to plant them yesterday. I'm really glad I didn't, because they would be just drowned. So, but I told her, she says, you mean old, she came over to see my animals, and she says, you mean, where's Old Roo? And I showed her, and she says, you mean he's still alive? And that was, she came over and opened my door for me every morning because I had to get up and leave so early, and I was afraid that they'd be sitting ducks in here, like on a big movie theater, for all the animals outside to come get while I was at work and it was dark. So she would come over after the sun came up and she would open up the door for me. And she just loved my animals. She named some of them and petted some of them, and she's just the most wonderful neighbor you could ever ask for. And she says, "Where is old Roo?" And I showed her, and she says, "You mean he's still alive?" And I said, "Yeah, he's got arthritis real bad, and some of the other younger roosters don't like him too much because they think he's not contributing to their community. So they chase him out sometimes, and they chase him back in sometimes, and I guess it keeps him going. It's kind of like Miss Jenny. I really thought that she was on her way out until I got little. And whenever I got Cheyenne, I call her little, whenever I got Cheyenne, all of a sudden Jenny got mad at her all the time because she was doing this to her and she was doing that to her, and she didn't want to play, and it kept her alive and awake and moving. And I tell you what, I don't think I've ever seen her as vital as now as I have for the last 5 years. She's just continually declined, and I think it was because I was gone so much, and now I'm not here. I mean, I'm not gone all the time anymore, so I think that is actually helping her. It's helping me too. I had heart problems and all kinds of things when I was working, and I feel now better now than I have in a decade. Stress-free, home, playing with my chickens, working with my chickens. When you have something to do, and you go do chores, and you keep your body moving and your mind moving and your spirit happy, life doesn't really get much better than that. So with that, I'll let you go. And if you like my content, I would really appreciate if you subscribed if you haven't yet. It really helps me. I've noticed a big decline in my views and my likes lately. I don't know if it's because I'm not doing things right, or if it's because I'm mentioning the man above upstairs too much, and it always seems that I get penalized because my views just kind of drop off for a while. So with that, I just do ask, if you like my channel and if you like my content, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to me. It's going to help me to do more for my girls, and I'll see you on the next one.